Big car budget, small car prices. This is the all-new BYD Dolphin Surf. This is the Comfort spec, which is the top spec in the UK lineup and has the largest battery capacity, which is 43.2 kilowatts. So why does this exist? Well, it's a city-first EV that's small, nimble, easy to park, great to live with. Essentially, this is a great gateway to the world of EVs. So its closest competitors include things like the awesome little Renault 5, the Dacia Spring, and the Citroen EC3. So in this video, we're going to run through exterior. It's not a B, it's too narrow. The interior, it's actually pretty roomy in the back here. The tech, and then you realize that it's actually turned off by itself. What it's like to drive, it's so small, nimble, it's great. And then we're going to go through the good, the bad, and give you our verdict at the end. The Dolphin Surf follows the ocean aquatic theme of BYD. This is the little sibling, you could call it, to the Dolphin. The Dolphin Surf is much smaller, more compact, and designed for the European and UK markets. This is a compact 5-door hatch, proper super mini proportions, 3,990mm. This car, believe it or not, is actually a tad longer than the Renault 5. So the entry-level trims come with 15-inch wheels. The Comfort spec does give you 16-inch alloy wheels. This fun-loving car comes in only 4 colours. Now, believe it or not, we did actually valet this before we brought it out today, but it's very, very popular with the wildlife. That's a wasp, not a bee. It's not a bee, it's too narrow.
That's a honeybee.
Is it? Now, this colour, the lime green, is the only standard colour. The others are Polar Night Black, Apricity White, and Ice Blue. They are all additional cost options. The Dolphin Surf comes with 2 LED daytime running light strips through the outer edge and inside edge of the headlamp cluster. You also get the LED headlamps here, and with the Comfort spec you get automatic headlamps, so they come on at dusk. That doesn't come as standard on the lower trim levels. Now, we have driven this car at night, and the headlamps in the dipped beam feature aren't actually too bright, but they don't project far enough into the distance. But you've got to remember, this is a small city car at heart. So in addition to having the key, which you can just keep in your pocket, you can download a digital key card to your Apple Wallet or Android phone, which you can then tap onto this NFC reader on the wing mirror, and the car unlocks. So taking into consideration the price of this car, it's actually quite well appointed inside. I mean, yeah, we do have a little bit of plasticky in here and on the trims of the doors, but you know what? For the price, it's great value for money. We do have this nice suede touch here just to kind of break it up. We've got in the Comfort spec faux leather seats, which are also heated, which is a great little touch, especially in the colder months. We've got a 10.1-inch touchscreen display, which has a bit of a party trick. You can actually rotate it. I don't know why you'd ever need to do it. Apple CarPlay actually doesn't work in this orientation, so that only works in landscape. I don't know when you'd ever want to do that, but you might. So we've got a DAB digital radio. You can also plumb in your own music. It's got Spotify integrated straight into it. We've got things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Plus, there's the BYD store, which is kind of like the app store for the car. And you can download other apps for it, such as YouTube, Amazon Music. You can even download Zoom for Business. So you can do your conference calls while you're in the car. I'm guessing without video though. And you've even got the BYD arcade. So there's even games in here and karaoke for entertaining you on those longer journeys, which are all pretty cool, right? The steering wheel, nice size in proportion for the car. We've got things like height and reach adjustment on the steering. We've got electrically adjustable seats, both sides, which is a really nice touch there. There's a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, and I guess once you've had the car for a while, you'll soon get familiar with them. This car, because it's the comfort spec, does give you things like the auto windscreen wipers and auto lights. We've got this digital display in front of us right here, which gives you your speed, tells you what the kilowatts are that you're using in the moment, plus it also tells you what the past 50 miles of actual electricity consumption are. So we've been averaging 4.2 miles per kilowatt hour with this car so far. The car does also have things like adaptive cruise control, plus it has lane keeping assist. You can also set the distance between what you and the car in front are set to. So yeah, you've got lots and lots of features on here which you'd expect to see on a car double the price. What else do we have? We've got the climate control. One thing I did find a little bit confusing, it doesn't tell you what the actual temperature is. It's just some random numbers between 1 and 17, but it's all controlled off of this not so responsive touchscreen display. You can also got some quick features here to increase the fan speed or the temperature here, and you can go back through and choose where you want the air to come out of. So we do also get, to make parking super easy, a 360-degree camera, which does give you a full bird's eye view of the vehicle. And you can switch between left view, right view, front only, rear only, or both sides. And this comes as standard on the comfort spec. So we're going to check out the back. I've left the driver's seat in the original position where I was. And like I said before, I'm nearly 6 foot tall. And actually, I've still got some leg room. There's plenty of height room as well in here. We've got height adjustable rear headrests. Now, 4 seats only. There is no 5th seat option, but the 2 rear seats plus the front passenger seat all come with Isofix, so you can mount car seats in here. We've got map pockets in the back of both of the front seats. We've even got little storage compartments down in the door pockets. Plus we've got a storage compartment here which sits under the front armrest, which is accessible from the rear. For a small little car, it's actually pretty roomy in the back here. No central armrest, but both rear seats are able to fold down independently. We just pull on the little tab and then that folds flush like that. So the rear of the car is actually quite sporty. We've got the rear spoiler across the back here. We've got the LED light strip here, LED rear lights. So the boot, pretty reasonable for the size of the car. It's 310 litres with the seats up and just over 1,000 when they're down. We've got a false floor here, so we can store things like our electric charging cables and road safety packs, etc. under the false floor, giving us full usage of the available space. So all 3 vehicles in the BYD Dolphin Surf lineup are front wheel drive only. There is no rear wheel drive option. The Active comes with a 30 kilowatt hour battery, whereas the Boost and Comfort models both give you a 43.2 kilowatt hour battery, extending that range and giving you a little bit more power. Speaking of range, the Active, which is the entry-level model, gives you 137 miles. The Boost gives you 200 miles of range, and the Comfort, which is the one we're in today, gives you 193 miles of range. Now, I've actually tested this Comfort on a slightly extended test drive, and can say that if you drive this vehicle sensibly, that range is actually very realistic indeed. So if you're out and about and need to charge, on a rapid charger you can expect from 10 to 80% a 30-minute wait. Now, that's enough time for you to go for a nice little comfort break and stop and get a coffee. If you're charging it overnight at home on, say, a 7 kilowatt charger or on one of the slightly faster 11 kilowatt hour chargers, you should be done in about 7 to 8 hours. So this car actually, surprisingly, has 156 horsepower out of its 115 kilowatt motor. Now, that means that 0 to 62 in this thing is about 9 seconds, which for a little city car is pretty rapid. So one of the slight frustrations with this car, unlike a lot of other EVs, is you don't get the one pedal driving. It does have regenerative braking, which I did actually see did produce a certain level of charge back into the battery and did come in useful on my long journey over the weekend, but it doesn't bring you to a complete standstill. Also, another slight frustration with this is that it doesn't have auto hold function, which means that when you come to a complete standstill in the vehicle, you do have to keep your foot on the brake pedal, or otherwise it will start to creep forward. So in and around town, this car is actually really easy to drive. It's so small, nimble, it's great. Take it outside of the town, build up the speed a little bit. You can probably hear currently, we've got wind noise coming through the door shut here, which is a little irritating. The suspension isn't very tight. So on these country roads or on slightly uneven surfaces, it's kind of all over the place. You feel a little bit seasick in it. Because it's got such a narrow wheelbase, it gets stuck in the tyre tracks of where the lorries have kind of carved out into the tarmac. So you feel like you're tracking a lot. The driver awareness system is super sensitive in this. Every time you look down at the speedometer, it's telling you to pay attention to the road ahead. The automatic speed sign recognition doesn't catch up quick enough. It's alerting you that you're going over the speed limit because it hasn't recognized the sign quickly enough. The other night it said that I was in an 80-mile-an-hour speed zone. Well, we don't have those here in the UK. So there's a few little things where the technology is a little frustrating and isn't quite as refined as that on some of the other vehicles that I've had the pleasure of driving. It can certainly do the speed. If you're driving along motorways, has no problem sitting at 70, but do be warned that you will munch through those range miles. If you sit at 50, I will give this car its due. If you sit at around 50 miles per hour, then it is very accurate on what it quotes in terms of that range consumption. So you've got the adaptive cruise control, which seemed to work very well, although it did sort of turn itself off a couple of times while I was using it. You've also got the lane keeping assist, which you're never too sure if it's active or not. You kind of feel it pull you into the lane and center you up, but then occasionally it sort of does wander in the lane, and then you realize that it's actually turned off by itself, and you kind of feel yourself drifting across the carriageway. There's no audible sound or no alert pop up on the dashboard like in other vehicles that have this feature. It's a little disconcerting. I guess the point I'm trying to make is don't put your faith in the technology. This isn't a full autopilot like in some other vehicles. If you need to lease a car, conveniently Rivervale have this showroom at the side of the road. It's like leasing on the high street, making motoring manageable.
We can't use that now.
So where does this sit? The active model, which is the entry level into the Dolphin Surf range, comes in at 18,650. Now, the equivalent in the Renault 5 would be 21,495. So this definitely is a great way to get into an EV for a really affordable price. The top spec of this, though, does come in at 23,950, which is what we have here today, the comfort level of spec. So BYD keep things super simple. There aren't really optional extras with this. You get to choose your paint, but that's about it. So you've got all the latest tech, things like the 10.1-inch rotating screen, the Apple CarPlay, the 360 camera, which is on the comfort spec, all come as standard. However, there are a few other options to consider. You've got things like the Hyundai Insta, you've got the Citroen EC3, you've even got the Mini Cooper, which is a cool little car, or my personal favourite, the Renault 5, which I've said before is the ultimate city car. If you're after a feature-rich, affordable, all-electric car, then the BYD Dolphin Surf should definitely be on your consideration list. This ideal little city car comes with 4 seats, is feature packed and starts from less than £20,000. If, however, you're doing lots of motorway mileage, you do want to look at the Boost or Comfort models, as the Active just doesn't quite give you the range you need. So just to summarise what was good about this car, we've got things like Apple CarPlay, touchscreen, we've got 4 seats that are more than capable of taking 4 fully grown adults, 3 of which have ISOFIX. It's cheap to run. What's not so great, some of the tech could do with a bit of refinement. It is a little bit clunky. If you are driving on motorways, then it is a little bit noisy and doesn't handle that well. It doesn't stick to the road that well. But overall, value for money, and taking that into consideration, if you're looking to get into the world of EVs or you just need something small and nippy to pop around town, then definitely check this out. You can find out our latest lease deals and find out more information about this car at rivervale.co.uk. Thanks for watching.